Добрий день знову, колеги.
Good afternoon. We continue our briefings. We had some changes because not all presenters were able to make it. Nevertheless, I introduce Vitalina Maslova, head of the Creative Kryivka project, and Zhotobloketny Krila, and inspector of the Chernigiv headquarters. They will be our presenters. Good afternoon, and we would like to share our experience, which, as I understand, is unique for Ukraine, because a problem of rehabilitation, not only physical but also mental, of those people who were in those event in the war and received trauma. So that's very important. I started to get interested in this issue during Maidan, when I observed everything that was taking place in February. As an artist, as a professor, as someone who was working and is working as a correctional teacher and therapist, I can help that through art, through nature, and because of unenforced communication, to help to those people who suffered because of traumatic influence of February event. So this is Desnyanska Kryivka project has started. 27 soldiers who were under the stress on Maidan, they were the first participants, and that was the beginning of the project we represent now. And we will inform you about the results during the work of 2 months. Because of Yellow Blue Wings project and other projects helped us, and Verkhovina residents and also private museums and private individuals with minimal money. We were but with big human efforts, we were able to organize creative recreation, and you can get comments from a psychologist and therapy with life for those people who went through mental changes in ATO area. Then, so 37 people recreated for 2 months from those from Maidan battalion, from Donbass, Chernihiv battalions, and soldiers from 92, 93 paratroopers brigades, and 7 members of their families. 4 soldiers came with their wives and a mother of the boy who died in Aidar battalion, and there was a family of mother and a daughter of one soldier who died. The main directions of work of Tvorcha Kryivka, or Creative Kryivka, we provide mental assistance with socializing, and what we call it biographic rehabilitation. What is biographic rehabilitation? That's a new term introduced by us, because a person who goes to battles, they change. We have to introduce not themselves with themselves, and that is a part of psychological mental rehabilitation. They have to rebuild relations with other people, and that's a part of social rehabilitation. But there's one more point. Very often, boys and girls who were at war, they cannot return to peaceful life, to that activity they had before. And that includes not only those who, for example, lost limbs, but also those who are physically fine. The internal world, mental world changed, and they need to find their way in life in a new way. And the assistance to teach them to communicate again with people, to find again their road. That's what we call biographic rehabilitation. How do we do that, and how we did it? There are 3 main aspects that help us: creativity, communication, and nature. I believe that about the influence on ourselves. How that is felt by someone who comes to us. Rihuri will tell about that. But I would like to tell you about creative communication and nature. We have a more ambitious plan than we do now. We are planning to extend to have more centers, and we started what we had. We had an agreement with Xenia private house where our in a good village, and they lived there free of charge. And we, as a professor of art, I could teach people to paint, and we had an invitation from families of Husserl families there to visit them, to become their guests, and also our guests had a chance to take a sauna, to take massage. They were riding horses, and they went for tours, and we were invited by art museums that introduced guests with everyday life of Hutsul and their history, that ethnic group. Why did we do that? Because we wanted boys and girls who came from the war, we wanted them to feel a peaceful life. And very often in the families, they told that when we came to the Carpathians, I started to remember why I am fighting, and impressions of the fighters. It's very difficult for us to find at least one. Grigori will share the experience with you. Thank you. I support what she told. I agree. And from my soldiers, I would like to say hello. And I would like to express thanks to people who we visited and who invited us to rest with them, and who paid their time and efforts to us. In fact, everything is good, but not all the means are good. Nobody knows what people went through during the rehabilitation, but at least it doesn't hurt. And then we'll see who will paint, who will drive horses, who will rest outside in the nature. That's it. Thank you. I would like to thank organizers. That's what I wanted to tell. Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Natalia Kanzat, the head of the board of International Charity Fund Yellow Blue Wings. We as a staff, we write documents, we support financially, and also we advertise that abroad, and we help to sell the paintings abroad. So the first paintings of Vitalina, they went to New York, and then to California, then the next works went to New York. So about this project, about this art, and it's about its uniqueness, a lot of people know, a lot of people support it. And now we need support of volunteer groups, because the project must develop, and we have big plans. That's why we invite people to join us and to help us, and to stand with us, and to do something wonderful and good things together. Here's Gennady Gudgard. He would like to say some words about Tvorча Kryivka. Good afternoon. Sorry for being late. We continue our meetings as a part of the project Art After Maidan, where I brought musicians and artists, video art designers, and we thought that it makes sense here in the Crisis Media Center to invite artists of not traditional. So we saw that we brought artists. We sort of brought some of them, then musicians, several musicians. And when I saw works and heard about the project of Vitalina Maslova and Tvorча Kryivka, I had an idea to invite several professionals. Art therapy, she doesn't like this term. And I thought, who could I invite? And I didn't find anyone to invite. And as an artist, as a colleague, I can only look at works and that in the end they have. I could not find someone of this level who's working with art therapy. And here there was a professional but very specific project, Theater Taulis, and a theater of shadows. That's very, very original. And I thought, who could be invited from them? And I could not find anyone. I could not imagine. It seemed to me that it makes sense to bring them together at one briefing. Art Kariv can tell this, and they will come in 2-3 minutes. That's why it seems to me it's fine that they are together, and both of them are quite bright. And what is important that every project can demonstrate their works during the events, and very soon, the next week, there will be an event, and you will see a little bit some of the works of the boys and girls, and many of them take the brush the first time. And here, take your work, and Vitalina will tell you about the exhibition. You see, in fact, today we wanted to invite to such an event as a report, exhibition report about our work. On the 23rd of December, we invited to Smartville Free Space on Bogdana Smelnitska 36A to visit an exhibition of those paintings of soldiers, their children, and residents of Zebronia who joined our project. We invite you all. It is planned not just to put the pictures on the paintings on the walls. We would like to share our experience. That's why after New Year we give master classes for all who want to paint with us, and as military man did. And also we would like to invite those volunteers who could do that work together with us. This is the work of my colleague Grigory from Chernihiv. He was the first time after school he took a brush. And we have landscapes, and this is the work when we could take those impressions from outside. There are other works, and they are therapeutic. These, for example, and when someone can express something, they have
way to express oneself. As an artist, I think that this is a therapeutical means, well balanced, to restore the soul equilibrium. You breathe out and you transform this something bad into something good, and you get rid of some traumatic impacts. And by painting landscapes, you can absorb some positive emotions and carry on at war. And this will sustain yourself and also fix the image of something that you defend. And I would like to draw another conclusion and make a generalization in a way that arts and painting, visual arts, first of all, or maybe not less than other arts, it's departed from photography. It's symbolic. In modern art, you support some ideas, you reflect some ideas. It's planned to have an auction under this exhibition. and anyone can support financially on this project, and this should be then done by real life combatants when they take rest on rotation. Tell us more about the auction. And the time and the venue are to be confirmed, but if you would like to know about that, please visit our exhibition on the 23rd of December. I'm more than sure that by that time we will confirm the venue and the time, and follow our Facebook account. It's called Tvorcha Kryivka. It's hiding place, and this is we'll have episode from performance is called Outcry, with the project that we will discuss after this display.
Your willing victim. I let you see the parts of me that weren't all that pretty, and with every touch you fix them. Now you've been talking in your sleep. Think you never say to me. Tell me that you've had enough of our love.
Che bello.
Dreams are like angels, they keep at a bay. Darkness the light skin, darkness away. I'm so in love with you. Make love your goal. The power of love, so strong and
Guarda la cera che cade.
flaming by desire, love with tongues of fire, purge the soul, make I'll protect you from the hooded glue. Keep the vampires from your door. When the chips are down, I'll be around with my undying, death-defying love for you. Envy will hurt itself. Let yourself be beautiful. The power of love, so strong and starts breaking down.
Дякую. Ми тільки що
Thank you very much. We have just seen this fragment of Thiele's theater. It's a talent show performance in Italy, and we can see the versatile, the universal, positive images. And next to our heart, because we are still experiencing this at the professional level, the theater that is directed by Roman here, and they convey the images to the international audiences. Just shortly, because we have very little time, about the achievements and about the level, you can see that on their website. Now some impressions and whether and when, if so, do you plan to present this to the Ukrainian audience? Well, this is our natural audience. We are from Ukraine. Many people from our theater are Ukrainian nationals. So naturally, we have still have some impressions, many imitations, and this year we have a new year productions, the 95th block and the Brave Hearts. Next Sunday, it's all great, but I would like to tell you about the background story. When we were putting it together, it took us just 3 days. It's quite short for a production for our theater. It's a record in its own right, and we think among ourselves, among performance, that we had no time to exercise sophistication. We just produced it, just like that. So that's why perhaps it was straightforward and so appealing. I was watching it just another time, and I could have been indifferent, but still I have some creeps at certain points, so it still works on me. Whether we will show this any further, even tonight at one charity nights in Moscow, we will show this. Whether they will let us come back, let the company come back across the border, it's a great risk. But the girls are still young and daring, so we'll let them accomplish such heroic deeds. Well, I wish you come back. Healthy and wise, and good luck to you. So to the arts of to the Maidan.